display. He is still undefeated. Eason refuses to be intimidated. He's out, guys. He's out. Massive left hand.
He just might be the type of fighter who has superstar potential.
Shobox, the new generation.
We welcome you to a special Saturday night edition of Shobox. Tonight from the heart of the Mojave Desert, we're in Indio, California, where the outside temperatures are on broil, and we expect inside the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, things will be cooking as well, with a triple dip on tap for you tonight. We will begin in the junior middleweight division, a scheduled 10-round fight between five-time Cuban national champion Erislandy Lara and upset-minded veteran Freddy Hernandez. Then we'll have an opportunity to see undefeated top prospect Gary Russell Jr. make his 2012 debut. He goes against Mexican import Christopher Perez. And then it's our main event, the battle for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. Two veterans, Cornelius Budridge, former champion Corey Spinks. And hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins once more. My partner, Steve Farhad. Steve, two fights tonight in the 154-pound division. Without question, one of the most competitive divisions in boxing right now. And, of course, where there's great talent, that means great fights upcoming.
And great fights make more great fights, Barry. I'll give you three reasons why the 154-pound division is so hot. Number one, Floyd Mayweather fights here. At least he did in his last fight against Cotto. Two, maybe the most charismatic young fighter in boxing, Canelo Alvarez, fights here. And number three, Barry, there are more good young Americans in the top 10 in this division than any other in boxing. So as we take a look at my top 10, this will give you an idea of why we're excited here. Mayweather on top. When he comes out and fights again, maybe it'll be at 154, maybe it'll be at welterweight, we'll see. Cotto, who fought Mayweather so well, he's number two. Alvarez, 21 years old, he has 41 fights already. He will fight on Showtime Championship Boxing on September 15th. You see where Lara and Budridge are positioned. Lara waiting for his first title shot. Budridge, 39 years old. He already has a title. And then you have the young guns. Trout, also a titleist, looked pretty good and easily beating Delvin Rodriguez. And Vanis Martirosyan hasn't had his shot yet. Rosado and Kirkland round out the top 10. They're both tremendous action fighters. A lot to get excited about at 154 pounds. Erislandy Lara was quoted this week as saying, "If I do to Freddy Hernandez what I did to Ronald Hearns, who Lara KO'd in one round, no one will want to fight me. This is a problem." Lara made his name by dominating Paul Williams, who held the unofficial title of most avoided fighter in boxing. Maybe Lara's now assumed that role. It was 7 years ago on Shobox that K9 Budridge was involved in the rarest of rarities, a double knockdown. He lost that fight to Saku Powell in 22 seconds. Since then, a lot's happened. K9's received tons of exposure on the Contender Series and more recently became a world titleist. Now at age 39, he finds himself at the right place at the right time. And Corey Spinks is no longer mentioned as one of the best 154-pounders in the world. If that's going to change, Spinks is going to have to pull off an upset against a man who punished him and stopped him 2 years ago. "This is my last shot," Spinks told us yesterday. Just how much is there left to give?
So, two fights at 154 pounds. Both should be very entertaining. In the middle of those two fights, we get an opportunity to see a very talented featherweight by the name of Gary Russell Jr. He hasn't fought since last November, and this is a guy, now I know you, and you're not prone to hyperbole, and yet when we talk about this guy, you don't talk about him only as a prospect. You say maybe the single best prospect out there.
Barry, speed is exciting. I was watching on the monitor a few minutes ago. Here it is on tape. Gary Russell warming up, hitting the pads with his dad. My eyes were rolling. He's so fast. That's what makes him exceptional. But there are two things I like about Gary Russell. He has a lot of hand speed, but he doesn't dance on the outside. He stands in the pocket and fights. And for a lefty, most lefties, you take their right arm, you chop it off. They don't use it. He has a tremendous right hook. A lot to like with Gary Russell Jr.
So, a lot to talk about tonight on Shobox, and we turn our attention now to our first fight of the evening. It is in the 154-pound division. Erislandy Lara and the veteran Freddy Hernandez will be going 10 rounds. Freddy Hernandez, a guy born and raised in Mexico City. He does live in Linwood, California now. He's had 34 fights, and Hernandez often has been successful in those 34 fights. Some very accomplished fighters along the way. This will be his 4th appearance here on Shobox. Back in 2010, he took on DeMarcus Chop Chop Chorley. Remember him? Former champion. And he flashed some of the power that he'd shown in the early part of his career with a highlight knockout of the former champion. Up next, it would be another former champion, Mighty Mike Anchondo, who would be dispatched inside of 4 rounds. Well, with his swagger back in full effect, he stepped up to face undefeated champion Andre Berto, only to get stopped in the very first round. So Hernandez scoring a big win in his last fight, the only since the November 2010 loss to Berto by upsetting former world champion Louis Colazzo. That was back in October. He's beaten the last 3 southpaws that he's faced, 2 of them former champions. He's going to need all of that experience tonight. Steve, take us behind the numbers.
Well, with Freddy, Hernandez, Barry, 2-1. Hernandez has recently faced championship-level fighters. He's had 2 good wins over Corley and Colazzo and 1 bad loss to Berto. Wait a minute. Hernandez has fought as high as 160, but he's really a welterweight, and he's moving up a division tonight. And yesterday's KOs. Hernandez scored stoppage wins in his first 14 fights, but 10 of those victims were winless. Since then, only 6 stoppage wins in 19 fights.
Wait a minute. I got that. I
Very
got
good.
that.
You're
That was
paying
good.
attention, Barry.
Erislandy Lara, on the other hand, who will make up the other half of this matchup, is a Cuban expat, a former world champion in the amateur ranks. He is starting to mature as a professional, and he's now become a force in one of boxing's most competitive divisions, as we mentioned. He's well-schooled, he's fundamentally sound, a natural counterpuncher with speed, very good movement. His only loss was a controversial majority decision that came against 2-time welterweight champion Paul Williams, and that was last July. His only fight since then was right here on Shobox. That was in April. He took on Ronald Hearns, son of the hitman Thomas Hearns, and turned in one of the more impressive victories to date. He destroyed Hearns. 3 knockdowns in just 94 seconds, showed the power that seems to be increasing every time he goes out. So he comes off a very impressive performance, and he's now at the top of many lists as one of the very best in the division. He hopes to make another impressive statement tonight. So Steve, once more, take us behind the numbers on Erislandy Lara.
I will do, Barry. Hurrying up. Round card girls don't like Lara. His 6 most recent KOs have all come in the first round. Slowing down. You want activity? You won't find it here. Lara's fought only 1 round, his KO of Hearns, in the past year. And no babying. Lara's been tested from the start. He's already been matched against 5 dangerous opponents: Darnell Boone, Grady Brewer, Danny Perez, Carlos Molina, and the aforementioned Williams.
So here at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, it is our first fight of the evening. Erislandy Lara and Freddy Hernandez. It is scheduled for 10 rounds in the 154-pound division. Now, for the official introduction of the fighters, we take you for the first time tonight to the center of the ring, and our ring announcer, Jake Gutierrez. Jake.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fantasy Springs Resort Casino here in Indio, California, for Shobox, the new generation. Presented by Golden Boy Promotions in association with Promociones del Pueblo, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, and Showtime. Also sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. The 3 judges for our upcoming bout will be David Denkin, Thomas Taylor, and Fritz Werner. And when the action starts, the man in charge, referee Wayne Hedgepeth. Introducing first, he'll be fighting out of the red corner. He wears the blue and orange trunks, and he weighed in at 154 1/4 pounds. His professional record stands at 30 victories, 2 defeats, 1 no decision, 20 big wins by knockout. Originally coming to us from Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico, he now fights out of Maywood, California. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a former welterweight title challenger, the hard-hitting Freddy Hernandez. And his opponent in this 10-round junior middleweight division bout, fighting out of the blue corner, He entered the ring wearing white trimmed in gold, and he weighed in at 155 pounds. His record, 16 victories with only 1 defeat, including 1 draw, 11 wins by knockout. Originally from Guantanamo, Cuba, he now fights out of Houston, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 3-time Cuban national amateur champion and rated by the WBC number 3, IBF number 4, WBA number 5, junior middleweight contender, introducing Erislandy, El Oro del Guantanamo, Lara.
Okay, we here. You gentlemen receive your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Touch them up and come back out.
A quick look here at the numbers. Hernandez 5'10". So even though he's moving up in weight, he still has a little bit of a small height and reach advantage, but he's much better in close, and he's going to have to make this a phone booth fight. The rules, these are California rules, no standing 8, no 3 knockdown rule. Ref or doctor can stop the fight, can be saved by the bell in the last round only, and if we stop it because of an accidental foul after the start of round 4, scorecards before that technical draw.
And with that, we are set to go with our first fight of the evening. Erislandy Lara in the white trunks and Freddy Hernandez in the blue and gold trunks. Lara, as we said, hadn't gone more than 1 round in quite a while. Talked about him being a counterpuncher, but he's been very much the aggressor in recent fights. Nice combination from Lara right out of the box.
Well, remember, Lara has all those first-round knockouts, and his biggest fight for Hernandez, a first-round knockout loss. So hold on until we finish 3 minutes here.
Exactly. That was a good straight left a moment ago, also by Lara. Hernandez, a guy who's been around the block a little bit. 32 fights, he's won 30, 20 by knockout. And he has some pop also.
Well, we know what he did to Cha-Cha Corley. That was brutal. I like the fact early here that Hernandez stepping mostly to his left, which is away from Lara's big left hand. Lara's right hook is not a great punch, but his left hand can be devastating. Amateur experience, quite a mismatch here. Freddy Hernandez, he was on the Mexican national team, but you don't compare that to Lara, who was an 05 world champ and had 330 amateur bouts. Pro experience, Freddy Hernandez has been a pro 7 years longer, but only has 15 more fights. So Lara's been pretty active since he turned pro.
Yeah, active, and he's been fighting 8 and 10 round fights almost from the get-go. After about 8 fights, he started fighting 8 and 10 rounders. So he's on a fast track, and that's largely because of those 330 amateur fights you talked about. Lara just quicker in this first round.
It's important for Lara to be busy. He has a tendency to just stand there sometimes with his gloves up high. Freddy Hernandez has to out-hustle him, and he's trying to do that right now.
Lara that time with a shot to the ribs right as Hernandez stepped back. Double left hand from Hernandez.
One more disclaimer before we go too far. At the fighter meetings, Barry, you and I looked at Freddy Hernandez the wrong way and he started bleeding. So this is a problem he has.
Has been, yep. Also has been involved in a lot of fights where headbutts have occurred. There you saw a step on the right foot of Lara. That's always a factor when you fight a left-hander. By and large, pretty effective first round, I think, for Lara.
Well, they're fighting at a distance, and I think he likes. Hernandez hasn't really gotten inside, and Lara is faster.
Bring him up, bring him up.
That went straight a little low.
Time.
So you can't really call that one a feeling out round, as Lara was pretty much on the gas, and as you said, the fight was fought at his distance.
Beautiful round, beautiful round. That's your round, okay? Just keep doing what he's doing. But when you throw the left hand, bring the hook back behind the left hand, a combination. Okay? Everything else is good. Just keep. I want him to do this at his own pace.
That's the action from round 1. You have to be good to land a butt and a low blow at the same time, and that was what Lara just did.
It doesn't look like it caused the cut, though. That has been an issue, as you said.
Right, left, right.
So we come to round 2. You're the voice of Ronnie Shields, veteran trainer in the corner of Erislandy Lara.
Show stats connects in round 1, 21-7 for Lara.
Good body shot there by Lara.
Yeah, there was a lot on that punch.
Lara so far quicker and stronger.
This is it's a very important thing for Lara to look good right now because this division's on fire and he wants to get big fights. Hernandez is the kind of opponent that should make him look good because Hernandez is busy. Lara has to fight.
Nice combination right through the gloves, straight ahead by Lara that time.
Watch your head, watch your head.
And again, a near head by slapping right hand by Lara. And digs a good shot to the body.
He seems to be getting to Freddy a little bit pretty early in this fight.
Body shot from Hernandez.
Okay, watch your head, watch your head.
If there's one thing Lara has not shown yet, in-fighting ability. He really hasn't had to as a pro. I think that's Freddy Hernandez's strength. I would look for Freddy to try to get a little closer and stay inside.
Yeah, I think he wants an ugly fight. We talk about Lara really making a career, at least early on, of being a counterpuncher. He is doing some of that in this fight. A little bit better second round for Hernandez.
I think Lara has respect for Hernandez, and I say that because he's firing that left hand to the body more than he is to the head. And that makes me believe he thinks he has to break his guy down before he can take him out.
Double left hand, double combination rather to the head that time. There's a good body shot again. Lara's sharpshooting him pretty well.
He is, and he's busy. This is the busiest we've seen Lara in quite a few fights.
Again to the body.
Okay, watch your head, watch your head.
That's a 4-punch combination from Hernandez.
Lara doing a good job of making himself a small package, hard to hit.
Gives you a lot of angles too, doesn't he?
He does, and he's fighting smart right now. You know, in the beginning, Hernandez was happy to circle in ring center. Now Hernandez is coming forward. And Lara's assuming more the role of the boxer.
Coming to the end of the second round.
Dámela, esa de hielo, la del hielo.
Give me the eyes, give me the eyes. Throw punches. You're smothering yourself too much. He's forcing the fight. Pressure on. Pressure. You took a strong shot. Even if he hits you low, fight back.
Action from round 2. Another good round for Lara. Look at the combination punching. 1-2, right, left, right through the guard as Barry described it. And then later in the round, they're in a distance. Hernandez coming forward. And a pretty nice left hook to the body because Lara was stationary, wasn't offering movement at that moment.
Third round.
Come on.
Well, as you said, Erislandy Lara really starting to get into the conversation when you start to talk about the premier fighters at 154 pounds. And of course, the plum out there is Canelo Alvarez.
Of course. Well, the irony there is that Canelo's had 41 fights and Lara has had, let me check my notes here, 18 fights, yet people would say, is Canelo ready for Lara?
Yeah. Well, those 300 and something amateur fights go a long way.
Yes. Well, Hernandez is doing what he needs to do, Barry. He's attacking. He's making the fight. He has no choice. He's not going to outbox Lara.
Watch your footing. Watch your
Not
footing.
connecting much. It was 25-9 in connect for Lara in round 2.
No, and you know the other thing that strikes me too, Steve, a lot of arm punches from Hernandez. Now there he turned on that a little bit.
No. No need for none of that.
Swelling under the right eye of Hernandez. He's used to that.
Give your punches up, both of them. Break! Settle down the box.
And that's in a place where it could swell up.
Yeah, it's already swelling a little bit.
Combination against, just straight ahead right through the gloves. And the left to the top of the head. One thing I really do like about Lara, and we mentioned it earlier, but he gives you a lot of different angles. Sometimes he's squared up in front of you, sometimes he's off to the side.
That's behind the head. Box.
And he's a lefty, and let's face it, that in itself is an advantage.
Watch your head.
Freddy Hernandez, though, he's been in with plenty of lefties. Not new to him.
But again, you can see him step on the foot of Lara.
Dude, this is where Freddy belongs, on the inside. That left hook to the body is his best punch.
Yeah, might have got his attention, too.
Safe to say, Barry, the fight's on.
Yeah, the fight is on. Hernandez is definitely tempoed up here. Just missed with that hook.
One time. Box.
Good body shot from Hernandez.
Lara answered, but he was on the ropes momentarily. First time we've really seen that.
And clearly Hernandez is in the range that he wants to be in.
Box out of there.
Yeah, he's going to try to run Lara out of the ring.
No
But
behind
is
the
he
head.
strong enough in this weight class to do it? That's the question.
Box. 10 seconds. Time!
Not sure what Hernandez was complaining about. Back here at Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California, where the temperature's outside right now, kind of a balmy 104, down from about 112 this afternoon.
Was that you I saw at the pool today?
Yeah, it was, yes. Well, I was only there because my shoes melted. This is round 4. Last round, pretty competitive round.
Well, Barry, I agree with you. I gave it to Hernandez.
As did I.
And the show stats proved it 21-19 for Hernandez. Close, but he was effective. Imposed his will a little bit.
Lara moving a little bit more here at the start of the 4th round. Nice quick combination from Lara.
You know, it's interesting, Barry. Both guys are using similar defenses, high guard. The reason Lara lands, his hand speed is so fast that Hernandez doesn't have time to brace for the shots, where Lara braces for the shots Hernandez throws.
Hernandez trying to work the body. Lara much more mobile here in this 4th round.
Watch the elbow. Break, stop punching.
And now we've had 2 clinches in the last 20 seconds. Every time you see a clinch, it means probably things are going well for Hernandez.
Break, I got you.
We look at the punches so far. Big advantage for Lara, but on my card, that only amounts to a 2-1 advantage in round.
That's where I haven't scored
Box
also.
out there. Got your hands free.
That was a good right hand by Lara. And good body work, too, and then he brought the right hand up. Counter left hand and a good one, and that hurt Hernandez.
Well, so far, at least, Freddy Hernandez showing he could take the punch of a 154-pound opponent.
Very good round so far for Lara, though. Good body shot. Thought a very nice adjustment made by Erislandy Lara in this round. After he allowed Hernandez to walk to him in the third round.
Yeah, he got roughed up in that third round, Barry. You're right. And it really hasn't happened at all this round.
Almost a full takedown.
Come on, stop holding it like that.
And Hernandez using one of my favorite punches there, a left hand to the buttocks.
Yes.
Not taught in too many gyms.
No, it's not. And it hurts when you sit.
Freddy.
Freddy like that, Freddy.
Písale el pie, güey. Písale el pie.
Step on his toes.
Quede ahí.
If you have to step on his toes.
Está jugando bien cochino, tú también.
He's using dirty tactics. Close that eye. Work on that eye. Work on that eye.
Échale ganas, mi cabrón.
Come on, man. That's good.
No lo vayas siguiendo, ven.
Don't just follow him. Throw punches. Pressure him.
The gloves okay?
Y'all keep it clean, man.
So we come to round 5.
Break. Stop punching. Step back. Watch your head.
Referee said keep it clean. And right out of the box, there's a headbutt.
Well, to underline the point that Lara had a good round 4. He had the most connects in any round so far in the fight.
They want Hernandez to continue pressuring, but he gets out quick. Double right hand to the body, 3 right hands to the body.
And look at Lara staying in the inside willingly.
Yeah.
Break. Stop punching. Step back. Step back. Bring him up, Freddy. Bring him up.
I don't know what Lara was asking the referee there.
I think he was indicating low blow, but the referee said to Freddy, keep him up. Yeah. This is a pretty good pace, wouldn't you say, Barry?
I would say, absolutely.
Demanding fight physically.
Okay, box out and watch your head.
And Lara's one of those guys looks like he can fight all night.
He's certainly very relaxed in the ring, that's for sure.
All right, keep it clean.
No warning there. Might have been another low blow by Freddy. Yeah.
Lara just looks like he wants to lure Hernandez in.
That's a weapon we haven't seen much of, huh? The jab.
Solid jab.
I don't think Hernandez landed 5 jabs the whole fight.
Now blood from the left eye of Hernandez. So swelling under the right eye, blood from the left eye, above the left eye.
Hate to say it, but it was inevitable.
Stop,
Right?
stop,
Yeah.
stop.
It's happened in almost all his recent fights.
Hernandez has to be careful with those wide shots on the inside. They are very easy to counter for Lara.
Well, we talk about the cuts of Hernandez. He was cut over his right eye in the fight against DeMarcus Corley. He was cut over his right eye against Hikmet Lau. He was cut over his right eye against Roberto Garcia. Cut on the forehead against Ben Taki. Cut into the right eye. Tell me when you want me to stop. Against Carson Jones. Cut over the left eye against Anthony Montoya. And cut over the right eye against Jesus Soto Caras.
Hope he has good insurance.
Or a lot of Band-Aids.
Yeah, he's red above the eye. And we look at the show stats halfway through this fight. Jabs, well, I said Hernandez hasn't landed too many. 3 of 97. And not that many jabs either for Lara. It's really been a power punching type fight, and Lara's just a little quicker, landing more, not necessarily to the body. Hernandez's best punch has been that hook to the body. But in total connects, you see Lara with the advantage, and he's up 4 rounds to 1 on my card.
And on mine. This fight scheduled for 10 rounds. And a very important fight, really, for both men, because for Hernandez, almost a last hurrah kind of fight. And for Lara, a fight that could really plunge him right into the middle of a very, as we've said several times, and we'll continue to say tonight, a very competitive 154-pound division.
Oh, exactly right. I mean, he's ranked in the top 10 by all the alphabets, so he can get a title shot at any time.
Again, a good, solid body shot by Lara. One of the things I really like about Lara is he seems able to adapt to the guy he's fighting.
Yeah, he's certainly doing that in this fight, I believe.
Nice combination.
These are thudding shots, and they're really snapping back Freddy Hernandez's head.
Starting to bust him up a little bit, too. Good left hand.
The left hand and a nice spin out move, too.
Very talented. And again, a left hand. Right over the right of Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez starting to take a real pounding. You might say, why hasn't he scored a KO? I mean, Andre Berto took Hernandez out in 1 round, but you know what? Sometimes fighters just get stopped. There's nothing on Hernandez's record other than the Berto fight to suggest he has a weak chin.
No, that's right, especially early in the fight sometimes. The fighter comes in cold, all of a sudden there's a flash knockdown, you can't recover.
Wow, that right hand by Hernandez just missed.
Yeah, it did just miss, and Lara had his left hand down to the side.
Watch your head, watch your head.
I'm not sure what that was. That was a jumping headbutt. I would have thought they'd have taken a point away for that.
Well, he's got Freddy aggravated. Freddy just used a 4-letter word.
I want to see how Freddy fights mad. Not everybody fights well when they're mad.
Crowd's exploding here. I love it.
Well, it did get the crowd's attention. It got Hernandez's attention.
And Freddy's speaking in Spanish, but I think what he's saying is stand still and let's fight.
Exactly. That is what he did. You saw Hernandez make that motion of it like he jumped into it with his head. That's exactly what he did.
First that time and keep boxing, okay? You a boxer, you keep boxing. Hey, Lindsay shaking. Come on.
Tira golpe. It was a foul.
Action from round 6. Hernandez missing with 2 shots because Lara's defense using his feet, stepping back out of range. There, look at the balance. That takes perfect balance to do what Lara did there. Slip a punch, pivot, and what was that? It was a left hook, a right hook, and a butt all at the same time.
I'm really not sure what it was, to tell you the truth.
And I don't blame Freddy Hernandez for being upset. Here it is again. 1, 2, 3, go.
I still don't know what it was.
I think maybe he was trying to initiate a clinch. Could that be?
Could be.
But
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
And there it was again. That was a serious one.
Go to the corner. Go to the corner. 1 point.
So this time he will take a point away. And now blood
1
gushing
point. Headbutt. 1 point. Headbutt.
from above the
You gotta
right
keep it clean
eye
in here. All right?
of Hernandez.
Time. Let's go.
And Barry, I'll tell you, if anything,
Box,
according
box.
to what I saw live, I thought Hernandez actually initiated that.
Might have. He might have.
I thought I saw his head go forward.
Now that cut is in a position where it really could affect the fight. You can see him wipe the blood away from his eye. Left hand from Lara. Hernandez a little out of control right now.
Yeah, I think he's battling a combination of emotions here. He's angry, yet he's also worried about those cuts. They go in the distance. Well, Freddy Hernandez, a lot more experience than Lara. Timeout.
They're going to bring the doctor in here.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty nasty cut.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's this way of his eye. He's good to go.
They say he's okay.
Box. Watch your head.
Hernandez faced just a mask of blood right now. There's a right hand by Lara.
I think Lara's doing the right thing now, Barry. It's like a basketball game. He's taking a little air out of the ball now. Smart, letting Hernandez's emotions calm down and not doing anything silly.
Yeah, just got a pot shotting him, stick and move. And not get hit.
Yeah, he's in total control.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
I got a white suit on. I don't want any of this above us.
I hope you have a good dry cleaner, Barry.
Already on the back of his neck. Watch your head. Watch your head in here.
Hernandez trying, but not a lot on those punches. He hasn't really figured out Lara yet. Other than the hook to the body, there has not been a single effective punch that Hernandez has gone through again and again.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's credit to Lara. He's giving him a lot of different looks.
Stop punching. Stop punching. Box.
Power punches 143 to 80, even though Hernandez has been far busier. That speaks a lot about Lara's defense.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
Lara just stand on the move now in Hernandez's corner, and he gets out of there.
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
No. Get off his neck. Break. Time. Come on, man. Look. You got to stop against the argue with me. Freddy like that, Freddy.
Vaya por él.
Chase him.
Agua.
Throw punches. Give him some water. Put it all on the line, Freddy.
There have been a lot of butts in this. There's a low blow by Lara in addition to the butts. Freddy Hernandez has been complaining. But I think the last butt you're going to see, that one was the bad one that opened the cut in between the eyes of Hernandez. Lara a little reckless there too. Initially I blamed Hernandez for that final butt, but both guys really at fault. And I'm not so sure I would have taken the problem
right there in the middle.
Can we let him
I'll let it go. But if that thing opens up more and it goes in his eye, that's the problem, okay?
Ciérrelo, hombre, no abre el ojo, no lo abra.
That was the doctor in the corner basically saying that if it gets any worse, I'm going to stop the fight.
All right, keep it clean, fellas.
Poor Freddy Hernandez. He's in bad shape. The show stats guys are now counting the cuts, not just the punches.
And he's got more cuts than he does jabs connected.
Exactly, that's a problem. You know, he got all riled up after one of those butts. But then that emotion left him quickly. It sort of drained. And now Freddy Hernandez is taking a beating again with those left hands by Lara.
Yeah, Lara has been in absolute control of this fight for probably the last 3.5 rounds. Now Hernandez, or rather Lara did lose a point in the last round.
(68-64) with that point deduction. I scored round 7-9-9, so Lara up 4 points on my card.
I would exactly the same way.
Yeah, hard to picture any way it could be drastically different. But
yeah, that's the admirable word, Steve. Can't see it in this fight, though. I think I've said that to you before and been wrong.
And you've said it to a lot of other partners over the years and been wrong, too.
Don't lean your head.
Well, that's right there. You just saw the one punch Hernandez has been pretty consistent with, throwing that left hook around the right elbow of Lara. But he hasn't been able to land that right hand that knocked out Chop poorly. And you need that right hand against the southpaw.
Watch your head. Don't lean your head. Don't lean your head.
Well, Hernandez is still absolutely game. All the while, his face just really gets busted up.
In the amateurs, they have a rule. You have to keep your gloves in front of your head. Lara certainly has not done that all night long. And Hernandez blinking badly now.
Yeah, that cut caused by the last headbutt is the one that's really bothering him because it gets into his eye.
Break!
Lara's just kind of having his way here now. Those are all very foreign punches by Hernandez.
It's a good effort from Freddy, but again, Lara sees all the punches coming.
You know, I would think when you look ahead for Lara, I can see where a lot of people would not want to fight him, and I guess it's really out of respect. He's a very difficult guy. Even if you beat him, he's hard to look good against. Still to come, of course, our main event, also in the 154-pound division, Cornelius K9 Bundridge against Corey Spinks. Bundridge having knocked Spinks out the last time they hooked up. Manny Stewart in the background there, very familiar face, been working at Kronk Gym with Bundridge. And Corey Spinks is up in better shape than I've been in years.
Who's that guy behind Corey there?
I know that guy.
Yeah.
That's his daddy, Leon.
Leon right.
Leon's all toothed up.
Corey Spinks, boy, he's relaxed. Of course, you'd expect that from a guy who's had 330-plus rounds of professional boxing.
Yeah.
8 rounds.
This is
keep it clean, both of you.
round 9. Ten-round fight. Lara's a guy who will not talk about his defection from Cuba. It happened in Brazil when the team was there for the Pan Am Games, and he wound up in Germany, married a German woman who speaks German and Italian. He speaks Spanish.
Watch your head, watch your head.
And is learning English.
You're leaning in with your head, both of you.
Hernandez back to the body. And yesterday, Barry, we both saw Lara for the first time I've seen him smile at the fighter meeting.
Yeah.
He's got to do more of that. He's got to sell himself a little bit more as a personality.
And he's a very sellable guy, I think.
And that defection, that was the second time he tried to defect. First time he had to go back to Cuba, and they kept him off the 08 Olympics. That's the only reason he doesn't have a gold medal.
Was a world champion as an amateur. And he's just having his way with Freddy Hernandez now.
He's not landing the jab, but he is landing enough right hooks so that he's not a one-handed fighter.
Break. Watch your head, watch your head. Don't lean your head, don't lean your head.
Well, Lara's got all the tricks. The shoulder gives you a lot of shoulder. Good right hand from Lara.
And he doesn't stand there after he lands a shot and let his opponent punch back. He moves.
I mean, in a division that is loaded with talent, I mean, he certainly has to be amongst the best in the division at the very least.
No doubt. I mean, his win, I say win over Paul Williams, he lost the fight, but in reality, he clearly won it. That proved that he was top 5, and he's definitely a top 5. 154-pounder, no doubt.
A lot of swelling over the left eye now of Hernandez.
10 seconds, stop at the belt. Stop at the belt.
End of 9.
All right, baby, that's the way to box. That's the way to box, baby. Okay, go ahead. Come on. Give me a deep breath, baby. Hey, that's all.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Es el último round, Freddy.
Last round.
El rey de cartel aquí sobre él, Freddy.
You need to pressure him.
Last round? All right, baby, looking good. Hey, dos, boom, okay? Dos, set.
Vámonos, Freddy, vámonos. El último round, dijo, va, rífate. Suelta la mano, puta madre.
Not much strategy, I would think. They can offer in Freddy Hernandez's corner. Go out there and do the best you can.
Yeah, really. Gutty effort given the number of cuts and the fact that we know the blood is going into his eye.
Yeah, he's going to know he's in a fight when he shaves tomorrow. Lara saying, don't do that.
Show stats, Hernandez has thrown 140 more punches in this fight. But he's not winning it.
No, he's not. In fact, he's losing it lopsidedly, I would have to think.
And really, ever since that last butt that opened the most serious cut, he's done almost nothing on
Yeah, very right.
Watch your head, Junior.
There's that counter-punching ability of Lara again. Good short right hand by Lara.
The crowd wants Hernandez to make one final run.
Don't lean in with your head. Break.
Well, I think the spirit is willing. Good right hand, counter right hand as Hernandez lunged in. Lara's been incredibly effective too. Very high connect percentage.
Well, he's never going to be the busiest fighter, but if you put a guy in with him who's aggressive, it's going to bring out the best in Lara.
But he's extremely sharp in this round. Of course, he's got a guy in front of him who's slowed down appreciably.
Safe to say that Lara is cruising to the finish line and Hernandez is crawling to the finish line.
Don't lean your head.
Slip.
No knockdown.
Those painted areas, when perspiration gets on them, I've seen them be very dangerous.
The best remedy for that, I remember former Showtime executive pouring Diet Coke on the, something about it actually makes it a little less slippery.
Imagine what it does to your stomach.
Now Lara's punching. Right hook, another butt.
Another headbutt.
From underneath with his punches. He's doing what he wants right now. Been a showcase for Erislandy Lara.
5 seconds remaining in this one. And I don't believe the outcome is in any doubt. It's over. Long night for Freddy Hernandez.
As we look at Lara, Barry, you and I called a fight where Ronnie Shields trained another junior middleweight, Jamal Charlo, a few nights ago. It should be almost illegal that Ronnie has two fighters in the same division, one so young and the other a veteran, both so good.
No, it's really true. It also says something about Ronnie Shields. Veteran trainer, very good with young fighters, knows how to bring a fighter along, and there's a look of a beaten man.
Wow, that is some picture. You don't look like that after playing an NBA game or a Major League Baseball game.
No, you don't.
You really don't. And I don't know what he's going to feel like tomorrow morning.
Not a pretty sport, is it? No. That's the pace of a winner. Let's take a look at the final show stats here, Steve.
Well, I think Hernandez's face tells you a lot more than any numbers would here. But what's interesting is that he threw 150 more punches, landed, 110 fewer punches than Lara did. And Lara, 44% connect rate. As Barry said, a high connect rate. He picked his shots beautifully, punched a little bit to the body. The only thing we didn't see much of today was the jab.
A 64% connection on power punches. And we take you up to Jake Gutierrez. Let's make it all official. Here's Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision. Judge David Denkin scored this bout 95-94. Judge Fritz Werner scores it 98-91. And Judge Thomas Taylor scored the bout 99-90. All in favor of the winner by unanimous decision, Erislandy, El Oro del Guantánamo, Lara.
So Erislandy Lara will move on somewhere in the 154-pound weight class. What's next for him, of course, remains to be seen, but he certainly did himself some favors tonight. Well, back at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino here.